Hi and welcome to today's video. Today we're going to do a little update on the market. A lot of you are still not quite sure if the bull market is over or not. I tried to record a video in the morning. Unfortunately, the audio was not working quite well. So after 8 minutes, the audio was not there anymore. So I will do another video for you now to show you what is actually going on. And I will use also some tools and some other metrics to show you even better what is going on in the market. So for now, if we look first on coin market cap, what is going on in the market, you see that Bitcoin actually recovered quite well here. If I click and see in more detail what is going on, you will see that over the latest 24 hours, we have seen a little recovery. As you see, my internet seems to be quite slow. So we have been here at 107,591 in the nighttime, in my nighttime. And then it crawled up actually to a high here of 10,636. And at the moment we are above 10,000. So this is good news, I would say. And in my chart later on, you will see that this is actually one of the lines I have drawn in my chart. And you see, this is actually very positive. For Ethereum, over the latest 24 hours, it went down a little, 0.81%. Then XRP a little up, BNB a little down. Solana also came up quite well again. Fortunately, we are now over 200 again with Solana. And if we sort it here, we will see that some of the meme coins, the World Liberty Finance, went up quite good over the latest 24 hours. Let's have a look here at World Liberty Finance and see how this is actually developing and if it's already recovered from the dump. When the project launched here, see it launched at 0.3998, but then it dumped very heavily down here, and now we are at 0.2555. So probably not the best time to buy into it at the moment, so wait a little. Here we also see ENA. We have talked about ENA on this channel many times, and I see it as very good projects which will have a lot of benefits in the coming bull market. We even see Bitcoin Cash coming up quite well, and some other tokens, Pingu, Solana, and so on. What are the assets that are not performing that well? Well, we see here official Trump. Maybe the people switched from Trump into the new projects. Filecoin is a little down. The Pyth network. Pyth network is now being used by the US government to track GDP on the blockchain and so on. You may have heard about it. So it's Chainlink and the Pyth network. So if you look into the charts of the Pyth network, you will see that basically it had a quite wild run over the latest days. But then, of course, it's cooling up. If you see this, it came up from 0.1158. It shot up all the way here to 0.2415, and now it's slowly coming down again. If you look at the daily chart here of Bitcoin and I zoom in a little for you, you see that we are already at this resistance again, and we broke it a little, but now we are rejected again and we fall under this line I drew here. This was support here and resistance, the same here. Here you see it here and here. So this is quite an important line, and the next line would be up here. So I hope we can break this through and then we can go into this range. If you're asking yourself what the yellow line is, this is actually the M2 money supply. I didn't lay over the Bitcoin and the money supply correctly, but you see here according to the delay. So the delay I have put at 82 days. The delay of Bitcoin price and M2 money supply is set at 82 days. And you see here, according to this metric, it should start on the 19th of September that the price of Bitcoin should go up, because it is actually following M2 money supply, delayed by around 82 days at the moment. Let's also have a look at some other coins. Solana. Solana is doing very well, as you see here. So it's also recovering. It's trying to get over this line again, but we are doing quite good here for Solana. If we look at Ethereum, also Ethereum did quite well over the night and is also pushing up again. You see, at the moment we are more or less in this range, and we should try to break this line again. And this was the all-time high. And some other assets, if we just sort it here, you see ENA is breaking out quite well here. It's always one of the first coins that takes a run. This is because ENA is used on a lot of exchanges, and it's based on the fact that they have Solana and Ethereum backing. So meaning they have actually collateral, or they have a reserve in Solana and Ethereum. And also it's used on exchanges. So if people leverage trade, then they can also use their stable coin. And this has got an impact on the ENA price, and it's going up quite well. We see Link is going up quite well. We see Solana, we've looked at that. Optimism. We see Cetus. We see Sui coming up. Ethereum, Pendle coming up, and so on. So it looks quite good for me. It doesn't look like we will not recover again from this. So in my opinion, the bull market is not over. Let's get back to my other browser window. And here what I want to show you is Market Peak AI. It's one of the tools we have developed, and what it is actually doing, it's helping you to understand the market. It's helping you to understand when the peak is in. We are calculating this for Bitcoin. So what you can do is basically you can see here, this is the daily market intelligence report. You can also click here and it will be spoken to you, so you can listen to it. The most important two factors, the most important two data points of this is actually here we are at a risk score of 52 of 100, and we predict the market peak at November 28. So this would be the day when we predict that the market peak will be in. This is in a range of 7 days. So what it means is we should be able to predict the market top in a range of about 7 days. Here you see that none of the alerts have been triggered. Alerts are basically levels where actually all these indicators we are tracking 34 indicators. 32 of them are bull market peak indicators, meaning that if one of these indicators has hit the peak in the last cycle, then there would be an alert. At the moment, none of these indicators have hit one of the alerts. So we are still doing quite good. We have still 34 that are safe. You can see here some recommendations of what we recommend. At this level, we recommend that you prepare for your scale out. You can still do trade around a little and so on, but in this stage, we recommend that, for example, if you have stakings, if you have coins staked somewhere, and sometimes they need up to 14 days to get unstaked. So unstake them, prepare yourself for the scale out phase. But you still see we are in the preparation phase. We go then into the scale out phase, and then we go into the emergency phase. We have gone through accumulation, monitoring, and preparation already. Here we show you that we are calculating the date, and we have a confidence of 75% at the moment, and this will be calculated every 10 minutes like all the other data. Then we show you here how we are using the different methods, so data quality, what methods we use to aggregate it, and so on. So you can see here how we aggregate it, what factors we use, and so on. But even more interesting, if you scroll down a little further, you see the social media metrics, meaning that we're also monitoring the XBuzz, we're monitoring the sentiment, we're monitoring Google Trends, and we also come up with an indicator around that. Here, if I refresh here, you will see that the risk score development is actually here, and you see yesterday we have been at 51, today we are 52 again. So in the latest weeks, there's not much happening. We are hovering around these cycles, this, in this band. Here we have today's strategy. So every day we give you a strategy. And then further down, I don't want to go into every of these indicators. I just want to show it to you. And this tool you can use for free, but you will see delayed data, meaning all data will be delayed by 7 days, but you have the full tool. So here you see how was every indicator developing over the last 24 days. If, for example, I click into the fear and greed index, I see fear and greed is now 49 and our target level is 81. If it stays there for 7 days, we will flash an alert. And here you can even go and look at the historical development of the indicator, and you can do this for 32 indicators. One more thing, there are more important tiers, meaning that we take them more serious. So in this case, the Pi cycle top, the 2-year MA, the fear and greed index, also the M2 money supply that we are gathering, they are more important for us to calculate than the tier 2 and tier 3 indicators. You can read it here, how we are calculating them actually, so you can see what weight we give to them. At the end of the tool, you have the cards. You can also click into any indicator and get a nice overview again. So you can look at the analytics, you can see at the insights. We explain who developed the indicator and what time frame it works. We give you here AI suggestions for every indicator, what it means. So we make sure you understand what is going on. So I hope that was useful. And as you can see here very clearly in our indicator, it's very, very unlikely that the bull market is over. If you have any questions, please leave a comment. Don't forget to subscribe. And I see you in my next video. Take care. See you. Bye-bye.